Hello and welcome to BlueBear Trader. Today I'm gonna go over 12 stocks that will have earning tomorrow. And first I will go over Baba. So this was the last time maybe about a month ago. I predicted it would bounce, it didn't pull back or bounce, it didn't break out of this trend resistance and then come up to 223. So right now it's 226 already. And we'll take a look. So right now it is a little bit overbought. Long term it'll turning to neutral. So there will be a bigger chance of a pullback. Now, if I look at the trend, you can see right here today we got a doji. And usually this is like undecided. So if we look at the very short term, we have something like this. Or if I pull it up here, it's gonna be like this. From the low, you're gonna look something like this. Okay, I'm gonna take this out, and this slide I'll leave it for now. So you can see it's bouncing between this wedge and then broke out today. Well, most likely, I think we'll pull back. So pull back to 122, if not 120. This is when the number is just okay. Outlook neutral or negative. And I would say this will be about 60%. 40% when the number coming really big. And we might see it test 135. So 135. Actually 134. Just basically test right here. Okay, at about 40%. But I do expect a little bit pullback, at least to 122. All right, next we get NTES short-term oversold, even though it's really high. Long-term is overbought. So I think we might have it's hard to say. Probably I would say probably a pullback due to overbought condition. But it might bounce. If it bounces when the number coming really good, we may see 144 at about 40%. If number is okay, I see it coming down to 125, maybe 123. Sorry, I got allergy, so just drink some medicine. Hopefully get better. So 60%, 123, a pullback, and 4% of a rally. JD oversold short term as well as a long term. This has been the trend line for almost a year and a half, almost 2 years now. And you can see that it got some big bounces, came back, bounced again, and then came back here. So after it broke down, came up, test, pull back, came up again, test, pull back again. And if we draw a trend line, we see something like this. So now I expect due to the oversold condition, I think this will be a bounce. But first, if something happened and the number coming not that good, we might see $30 at about only, I would say, 35%. Okay. Well, it's if we look, we can see it's kind of like at the bottom already, and right now it seemed to trend upward again after a little bit of going sideways. I think more likely going to go up. So about, if the number coming decent with a little bit good outlook, we might see $37 at about 65 to 70%. So big chance of a bounce. All right. John Deere. So before I expect a pullback from here, but the number coming really good, it came up, pull back, jump again, and then pull back now, and moving sideways ever since. Okay, so now let's take a look. So this is kind of like no longer good. But the trend line now is look like this. All right. So 471 is still in play here because of a further pullback. Oversold long term, and short term is now neutral. So there's a more way to pull back, and it might be this time. 471, I would say 60%. If the number coming pretty good, we might see 532 or higher. But this time I think it's only about 40%. Okay. I think that's it. AMCR. Short term overbought. Long term's a little bit overbought as well. I see is testing this level at $9.93. Short term, you can see it broke out of the trend resistance, and then hit the other resistance, which is right here and over here. So just like any breakout or breakdown, it will come back and test the trend line. So I expect about 60% it's gonna come back and test I would say 960, if not 950, at about 60%. But the number coming good and positive outlook, 1050 at about 40%. Okay, and I see something here. Let me show you. If we draw this right, you can see is perfectly matches the low. And if we go right here at above 940, 945 up to 950, meaning there might be a chance of it landing on this green line in the future. So probably in a week or so, it might land there. We don't know. But that's a chance. But bigger chance of it will touch the orange line. So pull back 60% and rally 40%. Okay, advanced auto part. Last time I covered, that was the last earning. And you can see the big gap up, right? And I expected it to go past 35, and it went way up. So what do we see here? Okay, so now I'm gonna remove all this. Okay, okay, so wow. Let me show you something interesting. You can see the high and the low and the low. They kind of line up. Go all the way here, the low, and here near the high, and then where they come up and test. And what happened today? It landed right at this line. So it's an important line. Well, now it's become its resistant. And let me show you something. So if we draw a quick trend line for short term, so basically now this is the channel, the trend line channel of the current trend. Okay, so it's a little bit, it's getting more than neutral now, a little bit positive, but long term is actually oversold, and it's touch right at the resistance, right? The major resistance. So I do expect a pullback. So pullback here, 53 at about 60%. And if the number coming really good, matching all the expectation, positive outlook, we might see it at 70 and all the way to 73 at about 40%. And it might happen. We don't know. It might. But it's only 40%. 60%, it will come back to 53 or as low as 46. But I'm put 53 for now. All right. Next, we have Birkenstock. Short-term oversold, long-term also oversold. So naturally, we see a bounce. And look at this. So it might bounce, right, at about 60% to 53. But there's also a chance of a pullback, which is 40%. If it does, we will see 46 or even as low as 43, 50, or even 42. So I would say 43 for now. Actually, yeah, 43.50. So put 44. I mean, yeah, 44. Okay, so 40% pullback, 60% of a breakout. So you got a good chance, but we don't know. Weibo. I have checked this for a long time. Short term is a little bit oversold. Long term is overbought. So you can see it has a lot, just like the other stocks, right? You got rally, pullback, rally, pullback, rally, and basically it's like a lot of move flags, right? But now, if we draw some trend line, oops. Okay. You can see it's become a major resistance. So there's more chance of pullback. Plus today, even though it did have a bounce, but then it's retreated. So if I so this has been the trend line for a while, a little bit short term, but look like it might be changing direction to go lower now. If it pull back and then close, the low is lower than this low, then we might see a change of direction. But for now, right, so you can see it's been bouncing up here at the two major resistance, pull back under, came up and test, but look like we may be pull back again. So pull back at 60% to $9. And if number coming good, we might see 11.25 at about 40%. So still a good chance. Apply material. So last time I expected it to pull back to fit 159, and it did pull back more, right? Even though not the same day, but that week it pulled down below 159. So the trend went down all the way to 153. Then guess what? It bounced to 200. And guess what happened? This was my up of the range, upper limit of that range. It did pull back. So now, overbought for both short and long term. So I also now expect a pullback. I would say 175 because we're testing over here and over here and over here. So that seemed like to be a good level to test. Okay. And it will bounce again. Where should it bounce to? It may bounce to 210 this time if the number coming really good. So 210. 210 at about, I would say 35%, but more pullback, 65% of pullback. All right. And I'll remove these, just make it easier to see. All right, we got 3 more. New holding. Short-term oversold, long-term also oversold. All right. I see a bear flag. Well, bear flag doesn't mean it will go down. But if it go up with good number, we might see it retesting 14, if not higher. At about, I would say 55%. Because there has been a lot of selling. But because bear flag, and if number come in not as good, we may see it go back to $10. Yeah, about $10. Why? Because right here, right, you can see it all the way over here, and then right here and right here. So that's a good level. At about 40 to 45%. So not bad, not bad. Send this. So send this, I think a spin off from, I think it was Western Digital. Short term is overbought. Long term overbought. I mean, it's not that long. Only 6 months now. So, so I see right away. You can see this is doji, which is a good indicator of a reversal. And trend line from here to here, you can see that it hit there. So most likely we have a pullback. So pullback about $40. That's 60%, or even 65%. If number coming good, just like the other tech company, so about 35-40%, it will hit 52. So it's still decent, but more chance of pullback. Again, it's all about, probability, right? It doesn't matter what we say, but it will go the way it wants to go. All right, last one, gambling.com. I hope we're not gambling. So short term is oversold, long term oversold as well. So look like we have a chance at a bounce at about, I would say, $12, $20. I would say $12.50 at about 60%. But if number coming really bad, we might see 9, even 8.75 at about 35-40%. So it can be oversold for a long time, or overbought for a long time. Just like, Nvidia and other stocks and the whole market in general, it's been going for about, I would say, 4 months now, and it's keep going and making new time highs. So it doesn't matter what we think. All right, thanks for watching. Please hit a like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.